Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Talkin Kop for Sunday night. Liverpool have gone to the Vitality, better living, fucking healthy living Dean Court in Bournemouth and won 4-0 against a team that have won 7 out of the last 8 games. But Liverpool came through it, especially second half. We're going to chat about it. If you haven't seen the post-match reaction, go and check it out. It's available on YouTube and for download because I had a half an hour. I was doing nothing except listen to the bleeding monsoon outside. I'm Gav, that's Keith, that's Seany, that's Emmet, and Liverpool, I want to have a big chat about Liverpool and what we're getting up to this season in a little bit. But Keith, I'm going to start with you. Billed as a very difficult game to go into. I think that was fair. Billed as missing a few players. They were missing a few. Going into it though, Keith, coming back off another break, we're always nervous after these breaks for some reason, but going into it, it was a difficult game.
Yeah, I mean, they're the two form sides in England. I've watched a bit of Bournemouth recently in games and thought they're a good side. Iriola has them playing good stuff. With a squad that you probably wouldn't expect. You know, you're looking at the parts and you're thinking, Jesus, that there's not that much quality in there, but he has them playing as a team. And look, we played there earlier on in the season in monsoon-like conditions. It wasn't the easiest game. But while they had good form, they were missing a lot of their players. Not a lot of their players. Defensively, they had a few that they had to rush back in. And when you're doing that, or you're playing lads that are maybe, I think the right back making his debut or something in the Premier League, there was a few issues that they had to overcome. And maybe, just maybe, we over sort of egged the trickiness of it, the skin in the banana, because Liverpool went into it today, and I was watching it on Sky Sports, as I'm sure everyone else was, and if I closed my eyes and was listening to it, I'd have been imagining a totally different game than what I actually saw in front of me. And I know we say that all the time, but like they were making out like Bournemouth were plucky and this and that. I thought Liverpool were in command from about the second or third minute of that game, and the goals were just a matter of time. Now, I know it's always when you don't score, it kind of become a bit more tricky. But I just felt today Liverpool looked really, really good, really sharp from the off. And I thought going there and sort of stifling them nearly. They had a lot of players missing at the back. We had Conor Bradley making his Premier League debut as well, you know. So they had a target that they could have went forward us. And I just never felt they did. I never felt they threatened us. Again, I thought the commentary was making out like it was an even contest. It wasn't an even contest. Liverpool, and we'll come on to individuals as the show goes on.
Yeah, we always do.
Some great individual performances by Liverpool out there today, and some great collective performances like the two centre-backs. I think the centre-back partnership that's grown there, well, I don't think Bournemouth done too much. Solanke wasn't allowed to do too much because I thought he was sort of out. He was muscled over by Van Dijk and Konate excellently. So I thought it was a good day for Liverpool. Maybe it was a tough game because they are a form team, but Liverpool just went in and handled their business like they've been doing all season. And while we've always said, maybe in the first half of the season we spoke about collecting points, but maybe not performances, I think we're starting to see performances now. And I think we're starting to see players really contributing. Stepping up when they needed to step up. So yeah, delighted with that. Great day.
Just before we go on, if you're watching in Ireland or the UK, you probably know that. What's the storm called? What's it called?
Isha.
Does it start with an I?
Yeah.
Oh, another bleeding round where I wanted the storm with the I to be called storm in a teacup when it came to I. But they never do that. So another 26 storms, and then we can have another go at that. But anyway, if the sound goes off or we disappear, it's because the power's gone. And if it's gone, there's nothing we can do about it. Keith said that he's living on the 3rd floor of a high-rise, and the fella's shed on the balcony.
On the 4th floor.
The fella on the 4th floor has a balcony, and he's decided in his wisdom to put a shed on there, but that's flown off. That's out in the middle of Dublin city centre at the minute. Emmett's worried that his garden fences are about to fall down. And his wife's filled a big box with paint and stuck it really high up in the back garden, thinking this can sort it all out. So Emmet will end up with a back garden full of paint. And Seany doesn't give a bollocks. He's sitting on
the wouldn't want to take the dog off the balcony.
Let's not make her out to be a proper tick. The paint is in tins. She hasn't just poured paint.
No, she hasn't poured. Who's gonna think she's pouring paint all over again? She's stuck tins of paint in a box. up high. It's like a big game of Jenga, and she's convinced herself that this will be grand. No wind can take this paint down. Just cars and trampolines flying past the window. But this 5 litre of Dulux is staying exactly where I intended to. Anyway, if the power goes off and the show goes down, there's nothing we can do about it, right? That's just life. Seany, you said to us earlier on before the game kicked off, this is a proper sticky one. This going into this, and Salah's not there, Endo's not there, Szoboszlai's not there, no Trent, no Robertson, even Tsimikas, the backup's not there. They're missing a few, and coming back from the break, there was. I was presuming all this stuff was in your head when you're thinking this is a really sticky one. But before we get into it all, Seany, how big of a result do you think that is? Because I think it's quite big coming back off the break and the first real test without all these players really, and we go and prove what we can do.
Yeah, look, coming off the back of a break, I think it was a break we needed. Where we were losing a few bodies and you're down a few of your stalwart names kind of inside. You think, oh yeah, we could struggle, because Bournemouth to me are like, since they've come into the Premier League, I know they've dropped out, but they came back in. They're always been kind of like one of them inoffensive teams who play a nice style of football, but you normally palm them home and away. But I think this fella has them a little bit different. There's a bit more character about them. They're a bit snidey. That they are more difficult to beat after a tough start to the season. And credit to the owners for kind of sticking with him. You can see he's at getting the boy in there, and they've become a really tricky outfit to play against, because they defend. They take risks when they defend, but when they do that, they mean that they're always a threat on the break. And the start of the game, you thought, okay, we're going to have to kind of suffer here in the initial and just see through. And we don't really create anything in the first half, and we grow into the game. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, this is going the way it's supposed to be going, and the way I felt it would go. And just to follow on what Keith said earlier, the commentary was saying, like, they kept laying home that this is a banana skin, and after the return of De Bruyne last weekend and Arsenal absolutely palming Palace yesterday at home, that Liverpool needed to keep the rest honest and get the 3 points. And I'm kind of thinking, like, Liverpool drop points here and we're still fucking top of the league. Kind of need to relax on the narratives a little bit. I think what can happen in absence in terms of us not playing last week is people kind of diminish the start of the season that we had just based on the return of De Bruyne. I know I'm not on social media, but I can imagine that there was serious wobbling going on last Saturday when
the league was over. The league was over last Saturday, Sean.
We can imagine
carrying on.
Yeah, exactly. I can imagine. So, look, I won't lie. It was a bit of a shot to the ribs, them winning late last week and De Bruyne being back and being involved. But like, I reckon that would have had a similar effect on them today, with terms of a first half where it probably didn't look like it was going Liverpool's way, and we just turned around and just palmed them away. And that's been the most impressive thing with me for Liverpool this season, is how we've sort of dealt with these teams. We've as many away wins now at this stage of the season as we did in the entirety of last year, which was probably the thing that killed us most last year, is our away from. You were absolutely shite away from home. So there's so many green shoots with this team that I see. A big thing for me is the mentality monsters thing, I think, needs to go away. I just think there's a calmness about this team where I feel like no matter what, they always feel like they're always in control. Well, a little bit stiffer than we usually be, in a sense that you see lads coming off the bench, youngsters from the academy, and they're putting themselves about and they're jumping into challenges, and you're kind of like, okay, we're bringing on 19 and 18-year-olds here, but they're not playing like 18 and 19-year-olds. They're playing like they're fully fledged members of this squad. Like, that Clark lad is after coming on in a few games, and I haven't even noticed them. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, is because you don't see any drop off in the quality. So I just think it's a fucking mad position to be in, Gav, because you normally give yourself the build up going into the season of what you wanted to do. And I would have been just happy with a nice run in the Europa League and us getting back into the Champions League. That's being deadly honest with you.
Yeah.
But we found ourselves in this position now where, like, the team is good enough. The team is good enough to go on and do damage here this year and win trophies and kind of build on and go again, which is what is expected us to do, but maybe not this year, probably the following year. And today's performance is like one of them where I'm going, fucking hell, we're a really good team again. This is not just a case of getting the 76 or 78 points and ending up back in the top 4. Like, this is a team who are going, okay, well, we're coming away here, and let's have it right. Fucking brutal conditions to play a game of ball in today.
Well,
That
that
was
was
another
in Bournemouth. We were down there.
I know it's a fucking a couple of 100 miles away, Sheffield, the Sheffield West Ham game, and I'm thinking, yeah, there's fucking weather warnings all over the UK and Ireland. I'd imagine it's going to be the same down there because, like Keith said, the Carabao Cup game is fucking
The Carabao
monsoon.
Cup game was insane. It was
But,
literally 80 miles an hour just right towards one goal. It was mad.
Like, not that was a watershed moment, but it's just another indicator that these boys actually might be ready to go and take it to take. And I'm not going. It's not fucking. Don't get me wrong. It's not a 19-20. We're gonna win the league for me. Yeah, it's a okay.
We're in the fight.
Well, you see, I have another argument. I'm gonna put all these later. I'm gonna have you all on the bus later. Don't worry about it.
I'm delighted where the team is at the moment, and like Keith said as well, we spoke about over the Christmas about being a results game. There was some fucking outstanding individual performances today, especially in the second half. But we'll get on to them, but like just a couple of the performances blew me away today. And if this season is built on the foundations, I'll leave the main fella here, who I think was the main fella, to somebody else. But I'll just say, if the foundations of this season is going to be built on Alisson, Van Dijk and Konate, if them three stay healthy, Liverpool won't. You could probably count on one hand the amount of games Liverpool are going to drop points in between now and the end of the season. And I mean that. I think that they're a joke, to be honest. I can feel
a Seany war cry coming on. I'm just going to put it out there, right? I know it's the 21st of January, but I can feel one coming on. Mightn't happen tonight, but it may do in the next week or two.
The juices are flowing.
The juices are flowing. He's getting horny. I can see him. I can see him. Moose tea. He's absolutely banging Moose tea up. Listen, Emma, you know, the lads have spoken there about, you know, coming back from the break, how big a game it was, how big performances we got and stuff like that. But I mean, we will get into some. We'll talk about the goals. We're going to talk about a couple of incidents and some individuals, like we always do on a Sunday. But, you know, what does that do to everyone else around us? And I'm asking that question because I think it's actually a bigger result than a lot of people may make out. I think, you know, Bournemouth have won 7 of their last 8. 7 of the last 8. Yes, we're missing a few and they're missing a few. So it's kind of much of a muchness. You know, 0-0 at half time, like Seany says, and people at Man City, Spurs, Arsenal are even looking around going, oh, hold on a minute here. And then Liverpool come out second half and are just clinical, put them away. And there's definitely fans and probably people involved in them clubs going, fuck sake. You know what I mean? How big is it? I think there's definitely something in it.
I think everybody, and despite all of the Sky Sports and all this, other fans, fan bases, had this down as a banana skin as well. But, right, even when Bournemouth aren't doing well, it's not an easy place to go. You remember, I think it was 2016, were we 3-0 up? They came back and beat us 4-3. It's a 3-1 up, right? And they came back and beat us.
2-1, 3-1.
It's not an easy place to go, regardless of whether they're 7 out of the last 9, they've won it. We don't generally come back off breaks. I agree with Seany, we needed the break. But that only added to the fact that, like, I think Klopp even said in his post-match that we're like about rhythm. Like, we're playing again in 3 days. But an 11-day break, I thought maybe kind of went against us. Probably would have preferred to play someone that wasn't in such good form or such a hard place to go. Yeah, so I was a little bit nervous as well. But yeah, we just don't. I agree with Seany as well. There's a calmness about us. We don't hit the panic button, whereas in previous seasons we have. Keith listed the players that were missing earlier on, like Salah, Robertson, Trent. Like, I think the last couple of years, if we're missing those bodies, we lose that game. Right? It's we. There was a time where if we, like everybody said, we're a one-man team with Salah. Right? I never agreed to that. But if you're missing those 4 or 5 players, we're on shaky ground and we're probably playing panicky. They're now looking at us with all of these missing, and we're still turning in performances like that. Now, I'll rock the boat a little bit. I fucking hate the first half. Hated it. I text you at half time and I said, same old, same old. Passing's too slow. Movement's too slow. Um,
Yeah,
like we
but
were
hold on.
leaving passes
You need,
short.
but you need
And
to go back to
then
your.
I
You need to
said,
go.
Brazil, second half.
Yeah,
And
but you need to go
exactly
back.
what
You need to go
happened.
back to your theory from earlier in the season
I'm
where you
telling you,
said for the
yeah,
first
that's
9 weeks, going, we play shite on purpose, lads. You sat there with a straight face for 9 weeks at
not
the start
not
of the season.
shy on purpose. We play within ourselves.
Yeah,
I
Right.
thought he said we give teams a head start. Was it not
on
that we
purpose.
let
Yeah,
No,
them
he
score?
no, I
basically
didn't. I said play within ourselves.
he said
He said
for the
so.
first 9 weeks he said we're literally just going out and telling teams you can have a 1 goal lead at half time because it just
Never fucking
drills us up
said
and we're doing it on
You
purpose.
did say that.
You did. It was
You did.
around the
Okay.
time you were telling us that we were signing Højbjerg.
Clip
That
it up.
time. Do you remember?
Clip it up. But anyway, but you know what? And then you listen to Klopp afterwards, and it's like, oh, I didn't like the first half, but like we all knew what was going to happen. That's why I text you. It was like we've seen this game loads of times. But the only difference in this game to other games where Bournemouth didn't really get a sniff, like right now, and I'm assuming, look, we've seen us going out and playing against City or going out and playing against Arsenal. We don't tend to play like that. We just need to be very, very, very careful that we don't leak a goal or two and don't put ourselves in a position where we can't come back. Even 2-0 down, I still think we come back. We scored 4. But second half was unbelievable. I thought there was some really good performances in the first half. Probably a few stinkers as well. But again, when you look at all the players that we're missing, maybe some of these players aren't used to really playing together. So there might be a rustiness. But then Klopp, the genius that he is, changes it up at half time, and then, like I said, we're 1970s Brazil in the second half.
It's the first half for me is very much Liverpool trying to find the rhythm, definitely. But making sure, because I'm going to be honest, when I looked at the team, I thought Bradley is still like literally one full game into his Liverpool career for me, and that's that semi-final fourth leg against Fulham. You have Joe Gomez being brilliant at left back, but still is your third choice left back, and a team that like to get down the sides of you in Bournemouth. I think in midfield, I looked and I thought to myself, could they overrun? Are we short of legs a little bit in there? But it might be okay. And up front was up front. It was basically you pick those 3 or you put a Gakpo in instead of one of them, which I was absolutely fine with the way we lined up. And I thought the first half, I agree with you, Keith. I think after the first couple of minutes where they kind of started with a head of steam, it was very much a controlled Liverpool performance without doing much. And Bournemouth not really doing much going the other way. And then, like, at half time, I was a bit kind of, when I looked at the bench, I thought to myself, right, Gravenberch is on the bench and Gakpo. And I'm thinking first goal is probably crucial here because they're very good they're actually very good, Bournemouth, at pressing, and then if they don't win it, they're very good at falling back into a block and making it kind of difficult for you. And but I always thought with what we had to come on the pitch and the sort of performance defensively I thought we put in the first half, we'll be absolutely fine. I want to get onto some individuals though, and there's quite a few this week. But Keith, I'm not going to give you an individual, I'm going to give you a pairing, and it's Konate and Van Dijk. Because Konate, 24 years of age, I thought he was excellent at Arsenal in the Cup, and he's managing that. He really managed that back four for me. And today he's another young right back beside him. And then Van Dijk didn't put a foot wrong for me all day. We go on about Kwanzaa, and we've lost Matip, and we're talking about January transfer windows. Do we bring someone in now? We can find them, and bum 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 bum. But Seany mentioned something earlier. If you're going on Van Dijk, Konate and Alisson, forget Alisson for a minute, you've very little to do. But Keith, those two, if you tell me those two stay fit from now till the end of the season, I'm confident Liverpool are winning this league anyway. But I'm putting a lot more on than just confident if them two stay healthy, because to me they just look like big, strong bullies that can actually play football really, really well. And Dominic Solanke found it out from very early on till he was hauled on 70. Them two fit, Keith, are huge. I thought they were excellent today in everything they done.
They were. Konate I love Kanate. I think I remember we signed Kanate, and there was a. Remember, we were desperate for the defender in the January. We didn't sign it, and we brought in Kabak and Ben Davis, because the reality was we wanted Kanate. We had Leipzig in the Champions League, so they were never going to sell to us, and Kanate was the one. And he came in. The injury record concerns you, but I think you're starting to see only the last few games, really, maybe the maturity now of him. He's starting to really come to the boil now. He's dominating players. He's absolutely dominating centre forwards now. He always has it in his pocket because the size of him, the strength, the speed, the aerial ability, he wins duels all over the place. Can be still a bit rash at times. But I think the responsibility that he now has in the team with this whole inverted fullback thing that we do, where he's nearly playing two positions back there. You know, he's playing right back as well. He's covering wingers all over the place. I think we're seeing a player grown, and if he stays fit, because he has injury concerns. Van Dijk not so much. Van Dijk's injury was it. He got upended. That's why he's fucking got injured. But Kanate has sort of niggly injury concerns, and if we can keep him fit, I agree. I think this could be the foundation that a possible title challenge, well, at that title win, I would think we're definitely in a challenge, but I think that could be the foundation that's all built, because I think the two of them are absolutely brilliant together. They're both fast. Van Dijk is fast. People think he's slow. He's still fast. He's not as fast as he was.
Fucking slow.
Yeah, but then people say, he's lost the pace. He might have lost a little bit of pace, but he was bleeding. Just people, they're still not legging him. You know what I mean? Nobody's bleeding running him. So you've got them. And even though you said take Alisson out because he has very little to do, you need a keeper like that who has fuck all to do, that in the 88th minute, if a chance comes, boom, he's there. And that's what Alisson is brilliant at. He's always switched on. Now, we'd have had Mignolet and Karius and the likes before, or even an Adrian or Kelleher, and you don't get that. He has that. So having him behind there, I just think that pairing, Joe Gomez, I think, is being fucking brilliant as well. And you have that solidity in there, beside him. I think Bradley, today, what I noticed about him today, Bradley's a big fucker as well, isn't he? Like, for fullback.
Yeah, he's big.
He's a big unit. A big unit. And I thought we looked
6'1" anyway, is he?
Yeah, but he's broad as well, isn't he? Like, but I just thought we looked a big unit at the back. And I just think them two, like, they win all their ground duels. They win all their aerial duels. Our play builds up from them. And we always said about Joel Matip, his ability to carry the ball into the middle and run with it was brilliant, and you do miss that. But I think Kanate is very underrated with his work with the ball. Sometimes he looks like it's a bleeding hand grenade that he's trying to get rid of, but I think it's developing his passing and his dribbling. I think it's a lot better now. I think we're seeing it.
Jones is outrageous for the first goal. Like, hard now.
Yeah, and
exactly.
Do you know what I think about him as well? Like, I don't listen to all the bullshit around Virgil van Dijk, to be honest with you. I think in the lead up to the World Cup, I thought he was poor. And since then, I think he's been excellent for Liverpool. Since he came back, he's been excellent. He's actually just started committing to more. But I think the thing with Kanate is that I think the responsibility on him, I think he's managing his game way more. He's way less rash. There's not as much rash. Because, look, there was times where he'd jump in or he'd hesitate and a fella might get a run and he'd try to get back. But now I think he's just, because he's trying to manage someone on the right-hand side of him at times, and he feels like he's managing his way through games a lot better. And that, believe it or not, can actually lead to less injuries because you're not fucking stretching and turning and leaving yourself with stuff to deal with. I just think the two of them are just they were brilliant today. And don't get me wrong, I'm not writing off Jarell Quansah for a second. I think he'll play on Wednesday, but I think it might be the perfect scenario where you're just dropping him in and out as the season goes on. Yeah. And I don't mind dropping Jarell Quansah in second last day of the season away at bleeding Aston Villa. I've no problem doing it. Do you know what I mean? I have no issue doing it.
Wrong, really.
Do you know what I mean? No, he hasn't put a foot wrong, but I think if you keep those two absolutely healthy, it just makes life a lot easier for Jarell Quansah.
Yeah, you're not throwing them in, and expectation then becomes a monkey on his back and all that.
Rather than just expressing himself.
But one of the things before we finish on that, it still baffles me why Liverpool aren't getting any credit for their defence. People talk about Arsenal, their centre-back pairing, and their centre-back pairing are excellent, and Declan Rice has made them solid. Yeah, but people still talk about Liverpool like there's a mistake in there.
We give up loads of chances that are eventually offside, but
Yeah,
You
they
know?
count them
They
as
counted his
bleeding.
chances anyway.
Yeah,
Gonna get us one day.
It's like
Yeah.
Pele when he was scoring in training. They just counted him on his career.
yeah.
They're
Well,
counting up
Pele's
these
very
chances now as
underrated.
well.
Don't bleed mock Pele.
Seen a video the other day of Romario still doing the bleeding bizzo.
Yeah,
And,
Yeah, 56 or something.
yeah, they're playing the five
Yeah,
side of the
because
Astro.
he was bored when he was 29 to take up shagging full time. That's why
Yeah, he's
like,
in the shape of his life. He is. Fair play to him. And anyway,
Stamina machine.
and any 29-year-old footballers out there that feeling the strain, just retire, go shagging, and a 56
Slave
year
laden
look at the
beach ball on
business
the
in the Astro.
Copacabana.
It wasn't even Astro, it was just Muck he was playing on. He was just making a joke of people. Seany, I'm going to leave a defender to Emma. I want to come back to him. But I want to jump into midfield because Alexis McAllister today, I think he was the best player on the pitch.
Well,
But
the
the biggest thing for me, Seany, is Alexis McAllister plays the whole game.
Yeah, and he looked like a World Cup winner.
Yeah.
He was fucking unbelievable. His passing, breaking the lines, ridiculous. Like really metronomic, just keeping us ticking and then getting in really strong in the tackle. It's his best game in a Liverpool short. People were probably skeptical about his legs and having the ground there, but he was everywhere. He was fucking excellent today. He really showed that he's able to do that. And again, I thought Jones was brilliant as well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Jones was fucking excellent as well today. I think the only one who struggled in the middle was, I think, Elliot. Elliot didn't have his best game on the ball. Thought he was a bit sloppy. But it was a perfect performance from Alexis McAllister. I mean, in terms of what you want the six to do. He was just so good with the ball. Negated their press. The way he broke lines, punching the ball into the strikers, just being a nuisance. That's him at his very best. And he's like been in and out with injuries, and like that injury kind of hampered him a little bit, but he's coming around now to full speed. I think again away from home against City, I thought he was fucking brilliant as well. So he's a real McAllister's a real asset to have in those games like that, where you need somebody to be able to take the ball when it's not going well and kind of just keep you ticking over, because in games where you don't always have your way, players like him are fucking huge. That's why Thiago was so good for us in the run-in in the air where we had all the injuries. Thiago was just able to take the ball, and he relieves so much pressure from the rest of the team when your number 6 is able to get on the ball after winning and retain possession. It's fucking huge. I thought he was fucking excellent today, and he was helped by Jones, and he was helped by Elliot off the ball. I was watching him going, fuck me, McAllister's class. I put it in the group when we were watching the game. He really stood out to me, and I loved Alexis when he was at Brighton. Is it like he could play the number 10 if he deployed him there during the week? You know, if you were to play two, if we had Endo and another, you could play him in the 10. But just fucking class. Like delighted with him to have him back fit. It is huge for us, and I don't know about you, but we were talking about getting horny earlier. Like a midfield with him and Thiago in it for me is
be nice, wouldn't it?
Honestly,
yeah, but Thiago doesn't exist anymore. Thiago's like
Thiago will
but
exist.
the idea, getting back in a run-in to have a couple of games would be a huge asset.
No,
because I tell you what, I guarantee you this now, you'll be eating your Mickey, because there's going to be games in this run-in when you're going, and fucking Thiago was brilliant today, and I guarantee you.
Come here, I have no problem with Thiago playing football with Liverpool. It's just he went out with a bleeding calf strain. He's gone about 9 months. It was like the time. Remember the time Dejan Lovren come off against Wolves and he said, "It's just a knock," and he was gone for about 6 months.
Now Thiago's had an ongoing fucking problem with his hips since he signed for Liverpool. That's just the way. He's not young.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Look, all I'm just saying is when we get him back, they better be deploying second balls, because nobody else be getting them if they fucking.
Come here, and I tell you, he won't be retiring to take up shagging Thiago with hips like them. That's all I'm gonna say. There won't be videos of him when he's 56 like Romario. But look, McAllister. Do you know what I actually thought it looked like today? It looked like Argentina's Alexis McAllister today. That's what it looked like. Forget Brighton. It actually looked like Argentina's, because I watched. Do you remember over the last international break? I think they played against they played Uruguay, and he plays in them. But anyway, this particularly the one against. I'm not too sure what the second game was. They get beaten at home by Uruguay, but he plays deep with Rodrigo de Paul and someone else beside him. But the thing was he was orchestrating, but then he was actually right in the action every time it was needed. And that's what I noticed often today. He was orchestrating, he was breaking things up, he was in tackles, he was doing everything. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying McAllister was a one-man midfield today, because Elliott worked really, really hard. It just wasn't for him going forward. Jones, I thought, held the ball brilliantly, made right decisions loads and loads of times. But the biggest thing for me was when I looked on 95, 96 minutes, and Alex McAllister still running around the pitch for Liverpool, I thought, yeah, perfect. Because we've seen flashes from him, and then 70, he's off. Do you know what I mean? But obviously this break has done him really, really well, and if he can get a run of games into him,
the break of, like, it's fucking mad. I was watching the game 90, I think it was 90 in the 95th minute, and 7 of our players were in the box pressing their keeper on the line. Like that, like, were completely re-energized. You could see that little break has made a huge difference. Look back. I'm not even exaggerating. There was 7 of our lads in the box trying to take the ball off the keeper in the 95th minute when we're falling.
It's like an under 8s game, just everyone chasing the ball.
Honestly, it was mad. It was mad. It was something I looked at and going, fucking hell. It's just little things like that where you see where you're going, all right, we're ready to go here. Like, you know, it's and we'll need that. We will need that because we're going to play loads of games now. We're going to play loads.
I'm not writing off Thiago. If they come out and say Thiago's fit for Wednesday, I might play him. Love him. Absolutely love watching him playing football. Stefan Boychetta is getting a mention there as well. And don't forget, if he comes back, it's another body, and you need them. If you're going to stay in these 4 competitions, you're going to need different bodies at different time. And I've no issue with any Liverpool player coming back and being fit. I just the Thiago one just feels like to me like this is running down, and you'll see very little of him between now and the end of the season. But look, I hope I'm wrong. Emma, let's talk about Bradley, because he has a really good game. Me and you watched the Fulham game together the week before last, and we thought he was really, really good. Tired a little bit towards the end, but that's to be expected. He's a young guy. And someone said there earlier, don't forget, he's not actually a right back. He spent, till he went to Liverpool, he was actually a winger stroke forward. They've turned him into a right back since he's arrived at Liverpool. But the big thing for me today with him, Emma, was he gets booked. Sinisterra wants to have a go at him as much as he can. He gets booked. And you're thinking, now we're in trouble, because, you know, he will be afraid. But he actually grew into it, Emma. He grew into the game the more it went on. He should probably score. He gets an assist. And I'm not telling you he's the next fucking Cafe, or he's the next Trent, or he's the next anything. But to come into your Premier League debut, away at Bournemouth, difficult conditions, you get booked. I thought, again, he showed a maturity where you went, he's all right. I'm actually all right with him. If we need him next game and the game after that, I'm absolutely fine with it. He was really good, Emma.
It's funny that you use the word maturity, because it's like our granny used to always say, he's been here before. It's like he's a lot.
Do grannies say that about every child, though? I think they do. Every child you see, they go, he's been here before. Go on, anyway. Sorry.
This fella looks like he has been. Anyway, and it's not just him; it's the other young lads as well. There's a maturity about them. He's not starstruck. I think he said in his post-match that this is the one he's been waiting for. He's been waiting to make his Premier League debut. Like, he was chomping at the bit today, right? Okay, and look, obviously Fulham are a Premier League team, so he got a little bit of a taster of it in the Carabao Cup. Right, again, I thought he was excellent. He's not too rash. He gets his yellow card. There's a little bit of snide in him as well, right? And look, he's not wholly unexperienced. He's played 13 times for Northern Ireland, like, so he's just not played for.
He's done a season at Bolton as well, hasn't he?
Oh
yeah,
they loved him.
And it's funny,
I didn't in League once. I played mad team.
I didn't know he was a winger. Sorry, someone was saying I was underwater. I put that out of my way. I didn't know he was a winger. And then I looked at his stats, 41 games and 5 goals for Bolton. And I think he probably should have scored a header today as well.
Yes.
Look, he's come in. We're all going to compare him against Trent. That's unfortunately just the way human nature is. You compare him against who he's coming in to replace. Trent made his debut fairly young as well, but he made it at United. I think it was away at Old Trafford.
It was.
Not an easy place to go, Bournemouth. So it was a difficult game, and I think he did really, really well. Got an assist, probably should have scored himself. And as you said, with a yellow card, I loved the yellow card. Just nearly put him into the first row of the stand. And I think that's something that maybe we've been lacking. And I was having a conversation with my cousin about this, watching it. He says, I think we've been too nice the last couple of seasons. And I kind of nearly agree with him. Maybe when Robbo comes back, there'll be that little bit of snide about him. But I think these new lads have a little, like, there's a bit of, like Seany said, they're coming on and they're throwing themselves into tackles. Like, there doesn't seem to be any kind of intimidation. They're not intimidated by playing this football.
They're
And
fearless, certainly, when they're going in.
yeah,
Bobby
and in saying that, so a lot of
and
people,
then today does another yoke where he just clatters into a challenge after because your man Cook was acting like a little prick all day.
Yeah.
So the
I
lorry
think
he got clattered.
Beck went into one as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's like people say fearless, right? And then you've got your man Hannibal, who's just a bleeding head case that came on against us
Yeah.
that
Oh
time.
yeah, he's just
This is fearless. This is controlled fearlessness. It's not naivety either. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like
it's controlled
you
aggression.
don't, like Seany said, you don't even notice the difference when these lads come on. Like I think when you see them come on, you kind of think, oh God, but they literally just slot in. And I now look, even I didn't watch the Liverpool game against Arsenal, but the teams are all playing the exact same way all the way down. So this has been they're being coached into them. I'm not sure that's always been the case. But like they're seamlessly transitioning into this team. I think Bradley's going to have a massive future at Liverpool as well. I think he is good enough. Not basing it off I'm not going to say he's going to be Trent, but it's a really good option to have should we want Trent to continue playing the role that he's playing.
When you look at the right back situation, like, and I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves with Conor Bradley, but when you look where it is right now, the options that we probably have, all things considered, right, is Calvin Ramsey and Conor Bradley. And right now, Conor Bradley's played in the Premier League for Liverpool. He's played in the League Cup semi. He'll probably do the same again on Wednesday. Calvin Ramsey's come down with Aberdeen, not fit. Gone away to Preston, not fit. Hasn't played many games. He's back now, I think, with Liverpool, or has he sent him back out somewhere else? He possibly have. But right now, they're your options. And if you're going to, unless you're going to go and get someone quite experienced that's happy to sit and be this, to back up the Trent, which you'll never get in a game if he's fit, right? Or you're bringing through a lad where you go, listen, you're 18, 19, and a couple of years, and you never know where Trent will end up, but you'll be learning and learning and learning to the point where you can go in and play. Conor Bradley has as much hope as anybody to fill that position. And I'm not saying that because he's had 2 good games. If you look back at how highly Bolton rated him, and Seany said, like, if you're in the Gulag League 1 every week and you're able to, match up against these players that are, physicality comes before a lot of things in that league, he's able to handle it. He's come in and played a couple of games. He's able to handle it. He's only going to progress. And I'm not saying, listen, we could be talking in 18 months' time. It could be a Nico Williams effort where he's moved on. Nah, we don't really fancy it. But right now, he has all the tools to go and really stake a claim for me in the next 6 months. And he mightn't play an awful lot of football in that time, but he'll be around the squad.
It just means, it's just for, like, for example, Luton at home at the end of next month. Trent, have a seat. Know what I mean? Like Bradley, play again. Games at home, Europa League, round of 16.
Bring him on at half time and put Trent in the midfield if you want. Do something like that.
Exactly, Europa League, round of 16. He's playing himself into a position where he will be able to supplement Trent in the squad and make sure Trent is fresher for games where, not that like he's needed in every game, but for example, fucking at home to City, you're playing a fucking, not a dead rubber, but you're playing a game at Anfield where you figure, okay, there wouldn't be any reluctance now if you saw Bradley in the stand. Like, I looked at the 11 today and I know he's not there, Trent, but I was kind of like, Bradley's playing. And I think that it doesn't instill panic in me when I see him starting games in there. And that's huge.
We need to get more used to this thing, because when you look at other clubs that you think, oh, they're great, aren't they? They're brilliant. Like, take City. City do throw players in. Now, they might have spent a lot of money on them, but they'd be very young. And you go, he's just in playing. City just look after him and his quality will come out. Arsenal have done it. Loads of teams do it. But I think when it comes to us, we worry. Or we're like, why isn't our left back there? Or why isn't our right back there? Or whatever it might be. Klopp clearly rates these players. And I know there's players out, and I know that. But listen, it would have been very easy for Klopp to go, you and you aren't getting on the pitch today. And he didn't. He puts them on.
Yeah, his quote was deadly in the match, the pre-match show in the week. He said, if you're wearing the Liverpool training kit and you're hanging around the training, like the Liverpool training ground, you have talent. Trust me if you're in there. He goes, and that's the only way these players are in and around there. He said, so I have full trust in all their abilities. Like, there's Clark now, like, he's had to play in a handful of games. Unfortunately, he probably didn't, like, there was talk of him going out on loan and all. It's fucking great. And then we were talking last night after they played the youth team, palmed Arsenal 7-1. There's a clear route for each and every single one of them players to play 14 games for Liverpool. And people will, like, don't ever play that down, how vital that is, that young fellas coming through now. If I walk me bollocks off here, there's a chance I might make it. And I mean, not just make it where they're going to fucking pan me off and sell me to the championship side in a couple of years. There's a chance I could play for Liverpool and play 200-300 games for this club, because the path is clearly there. And it's bearing fruit massively now. It's fucking, it's unbelievable. Like, we haven't mentioned Quanta. We haven't mentioned Gomez, who was there since a very young age. Elliot, who we brought in to play, who played games in our academy. Curtis Jones now, who was fucking undroppable. Undroppable. If we were to buy a Curtis Jones, a fella in the summer who's performing the way Curtis Jones was, you'd be going, fucking hell, this is sign of the season. And I put my hand up. I was one this time last year, going, I don't know what the crack is with Curtis Jones. I don't know what he does exceptionally well. He does a lot of things really, really good, but I don't know whether he really excels. And now, I wouldn't be starting the midfield without him.
There's a worry over him now, Sean. There's a worry over him now. There could be a hamstring injury, but
no, well, it's not, because Klopp turned around and said, he said he felt something during the week in training, and when he said, he goes, I'm not going to risk it, so just take me off. So it's not
okay. Yeah. There was a couple in there worried about it, but Sean, he's told you he's spoken to Klopp after the game, and everything is good.
Klopp literally said it himself.
He said it in his post.
Yeah,
post-match.
Well done. And I think it's something that Liverpool are sort of getting more clever at, aren't they? Like, if they fail something, you're coming off. Yeah. None of this, and that's probably why they're bringing Salah back from AFCON to rehab there, because the risk is that Egypt will throw him back in when he's played half it. Yeah. And Liverpool are trying to say, no, if you fail at, come out, take a break, we'll get you back in.
And if you're still in the competition when you're right, we'll send you back. Yeah,
exactly.
And that's the talk around. That's the talk around. What's going to happen with Salah. Ashley says the redesign of the AXA is paying dividends, or the redesign when we moved to the AXA. It was all about showing kids the path to the first team and integrating them more, and I think that's a very, very fair point. Right, let's talk goals. Keith, let's talk Darwin Nunez. 10 goals and 10 assists this season. I think I read a stat earlier, he's the first player this season to reach those totals, having both 10 goals and 10 assists.
The fifth quickest to do it for Liverpool as well.
Yeah, so my thing on this is, every week it's kind of, Darwin missed this, but he got that and he got this, and you can kind of see the progression with him. What I love today is the type of goals, Keith. First one is a Darwin finish. He does similar at Burnley, places it into the corner, a bit further out. But the second one is the one I've been crying out for I don't fucking know how long. Every week I keep saying, I want him on the back post getting something from fucking 4 yards out, and he does it. And he gets 2 goals. And he's, for me, not a great force half, but I'm kind of, they weren't on it there. Jamie Redknapp's telling you at half-time, Darwin Nunez being wasteful. He gets 1 attempt at a fucking shot. I don't know what fucking Redknapp's bleeding on, what gear he's on. But the second half, he starts to come off the left wing a bit more. He starts linking a little bit better. He becomes a nuisance. You see he's jumping up against defenders, that bouncing off him. 2 good goals today, Keith. And if there was anyone I wanted to get 2 good goals today, it was him, because while Salah's out, we're going to talk about another pivotal one in a minute, but these boys up front are pivotal. They have to be hitting form, and Diaz is probably the only one there where you go, I wouldn't mind a goal or 2 for him, but Darwin does it today, and I think he's quietly flying, Keith. I'm going to say it.
I get the frustration some people have with Darwin Nunez because of the chances he misses, the type of chances he misses. What I'd say about Darwin Nunez is if he takes them chances, I think he's the best striker in the world, because the work he's doing everywhere else. His game this season has gone through the roof for me, except for the fucking finishing. He's getting back and defending. He's the tackling in their box, doing the defensive work. He's doing all that stuff. He's causing. I hate the chaos thing now because I think he's much more than that. But when Klopp said it after the Newcastle game, like them defenders couldn't fucking breathe because they were both tied up. Their centre backs were tied up with Darwin Nunez. They couldn't do anything because he was just a distraction to them. I think his game as a team player, even in the first Jota goal or one of the goals when he's winning the ball, he's just making himself. He's strong, he's big, he's quick. He's
Jota's force, is that the one where he goes up for the header?
He goes up for the header.
And then tramples over him and just,
Yeah, he's just bundling over players. It was against Newcastle, was it? Or was it last season? And one of the games anyway, it was Wolves. Remember when he played and slaughtered that big centre-half, Dawson? He bullied him on the halfway line. And you're seeing from things like that, he's more clever with what he's doing. Now, will he become the best striker in the world? He probably won't. But what I'm saying is, if he starts taking the chances that he's getting, you're talking about a forward who's going to hit 30 goals and a shitload of assists, and that does all the bleeding donkey work. We're talking about a Bobby Firmino type of forward with 30 goals, like hen's teeth. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know Erling Haaland is the goal scoring machine. Gets about 5 touches in a game. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't affect and impact games outside of scoring. And I know it's a stupid statement because goals win games and all that sort of stuff, but he doesn't affect the game. I think Julian Alvarez affects games better for City than Erling Haaland does. If we can get Nunez scoring, like you said, Gav, that second goal today, that one that just dropped, he's missed a lot of them.
I loved it. Everything about it.
They're the ones.
Back post and he's in there.
If he starts putting away the chances where he has time, and they're the ones he fluffs usually. When he has time to think about them, he usually fluffs them. If he starts putting them away, he's going to be an absolute terror for teams. Because the thing that I've always said about Nunez, when he misses a chance, he's laughing. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't go into himself, which other forwards down the years miss a chance and they crumble. You see it. They just crumble in front of you. Nunez doesn't. Nunez just, I'll go again. When he starts taking them, I thought today is all-round game, second half, I thought was excellent.
96 minutes, he gets a yellow card for chasing a fella 50 yards down the pitch.
Yeah. I didn't even think it was a yellow card, to be honest.
Makes a good block late on as well in the box.
Yeah, that's right. Just the shot, and it just gets his leg across it, boom, dribbles back to Alisson. I just think
he's mad gay. He's mad gay.
He is
even
mad
gay. Like, the clincher against Sheffield United away.
Yeah.
Like on a yellow and dives into a challenge and puts her on a pipe, I suppose. Like, again, I agree with everything Keith said. Like, every reason to be annoyed with the lack of finishing and the big chances that he misses, but ultimately you look at your attacking players and you start to think, okay, are they a help or are they a hindrance? And you can't tell me that Darwin Nunez is a hindrance, because the only thing he's a hindrance to is the opposition teams. We're a completely different team when he's in there. I much prefer him off the left. I think it gives him a little bit of an edge in terms of the fullback doesn't know whether he has to deal with him or the centre half. And again, it's causing ruptures, because if you want to play a high line, he can run like the clappers. He's fast as fuck. He can get in behind. 10 goals, 10 assists at this stage of the season is good going for me. There's massive room for improvement, and I think we will see. There is a few, like, I think he needs a strike. He needs a fucking striking coach. Someone, I don't know what it is. To probably fucking go and do one-on-ones or something on.
Do you know what you should do?
No,
I've worked it out.
Just get tips and guidance from someone like him, because the thing that annoys me, the 2 goals are great today, and the reason why I love them is, I hate the cunt never, but he made a good point on Nunez, where he feels like he only has got one sort of finish where he just lashes the ball. And that seems to happen a lot. And I think he slashes at opportunities when I think sometimes he just needs to be opening up the body and passing them into the net. It'll all come from him. I've no doubt in my mind. I'll back him to the hilt. He is very fucking frustrating, but it's huge today. for him again.
The thing off the
And I'll
left,
say one thing, right? Look, the last thing I'll say is there's loads of strikers like Watkins is getting loads where they're bouncing in off him and it's falling for him and he's scooping them in. You've seen Ivan Toney's yesterday, like smelly P roll off free kick. Haaland, I don't know how many of them he had roll off his shin and go down. Nunez has had nothing like that go for him.
No.
Nothing. Like he's had none of them.
He's genuinely had two keepers make two outstanding saves point blank on him in the last 3 weeks.
The one today is like, all right, that he got a bit lucky. Like the first leg last week when the ball's flashed the little dink around the corner and it's a fucking ridiculous save, and then I'm like going, how was he even making that? Like that, it would have been better off hitting his knee. You know, like he's had no smelly little scutter goals like that.
That's why that's why I love the second one. That's why I loved it, because
I'm a huge fan of him.
If he gets the second one today where that ball comes in and he just rifles it from like 6 yards, just wellies it and it hits the keeper and goes in, you're kind of going, yeah, well, that's what Darwin does. That one, though, was back post lurking and putting it back across. Tor says, lads, if Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli or Rashford had 10 goals and 10 assists, people would be giving them the Ballon d'Or. That's a show. That's actually a show. I've worked out what we can do with Darwin Nunez, though. If we bring him down to the Britannia Stadium in Stoke, right, put a 13-year-old young fella, ginger young fella in goal, and let him just score a load of goals. And Neville Southall is just behind the goal shouting abuse at Darwin Nunez, a bit like the Michael Owen soccer fucking thing he done years ago. I think Darwin Nunez would be grand. So Darwin Nunez beating 13-year-old ginger goalkeepers with Neville Southall shouting abuse from him, I think that'll fix him. So that's my shit.
Darwin doesn't understand the word. He won't care. He'll just do it.
Bollocks. He's going around with fake teeth going, how are we? All around Liverpool.
His celebrations and all. He's winding up fans and all. He's fucking great.
And Jota's getting into that as well. Jota's getting into that as well.
The thing with Nunez is the ceiling is through the roof. That's the thing with Nunez. People spoke in the summer, sell Nunez and get someone else in.
Yeah.
Liverpool know the ceiling is through the fucking roof with this kid.
Seany mentions that he much prefers him playing off the left. What I've noticed over the last little while is whether him or Jota or Gakpo, it's usually those three, right? Wherever one plays centre, wherever one plays left, it's like, listen, lads, you just work it out yourselves.
Diaz as well is doing it.
Yeah, but if Diaz, but whoever's left and whoever's centre is literally told, you just work it out between yourselves, right? If you want to go up front, you go up front. If you want to go left, you go left. And the movement is killing people. Because Nunez, if you take your eye off Nunez for a minute and he's in behind you, he's gone. As I always go back to the Aston Villa podcast, Cohen and his brother saying, look, it's not fair. Liverpool have genuinely a thoroughbred racehorse running at you through the middle. Like it's a joke. So I think Liverpool are still walking him out. I think that by putting him out left, it takes a bit of pressure off, but it gives him a bit of freedom at the same time. I think it's excellent. Emma, I'm going to come to you first, then I'm going to let Seany jump in on those. But Diogo Jota, out of all the forwards for me, bar Salah, I think is the one that you look to if you're on this run-in and you need someone to, again, stay healthy. Because I think he's just a killer. He's very intelligent when he plays. He picks up good positions. He's defensively aware when he plays left. He's up front today. And he gets 2 goals. He's winding up fans. He's doing everything. First goal, it's just killer. It is. Seany said earlier, he's just a killer. Yeah, he's just a killer. And he's bashing one in at the front post. Then he's mishitting, and the crowd go, "Way!" And he just smashes it in the corner. Very like Michael Owen actually in the 2001 FA Cup final against Arsenal, the second one. But Emma, that's what you need at times in games like this as well, where we haven't been great, but you know if it falls to this fella, 9 times out of 10 he's banging in. I've seen Arsenal fans already now saying this prick is just coming into form now before he turns up at the Emirates again. He's so important again, isn't he?
Oh, unbelievably important. Like, it's not so long ago that we were concerned because the front three, Diaz, Nunez and Salah, weren't scoring. Our midfielders were scoring, and that's only 3-4 games ago. Then Jota rocks up and says, "Here, hold me beer." Like, he's just, I think he might be our best finisher. I think he is.
I think he is.
Like, yeah.
By a distance, by the way.
He knows, like, he knows where the goal is. I don't even think he looks up. It's just what I love about his goal today, his first goal today, is the noise of it hitting the back. I love that noise when it hits the back and you can actually hear like the thing that holds the net down and everything, smash it. It's just like, I don't know. Did they hit the post on the way through? I think he does
Yeah,
it clip
they
the
did.
Yeah,
inside
it
of the
clips
post. Like,
yeah, I think
it's
he clips the
just,
post. And
yeah, it's
Very Robbie Fowler.
Yeah,
yeah, he is, yeah. Yeah, he has been unfortunate. I think we missed him while he was injured. To rotate somebody out. Now that he's there, we don't have Salah, so we probably will be relying on him. But I think they've kind of linked up well, Jota and Nunez as well. But yeah, when he first arrived, he was scoring for fun. Just like to see him maybe keep fit. And look, he's another one that's going to get 10 odd goals and assists as well. Like, do you know what I mean? I think this is probably our strongest squad in Klopp's era. I know we've had
yeah,
probably better teams, but in terms of depth and rotation options, especially with the young fellas coming through, this is probably our best squad. And look, he is again. I hate to say it again. I know I said it earlier on. I love that he winds the crowds up, and like, it's just. I think we miss a little bit of needle every now and again, and he's like a Portuguese scouser, isn't he? He's just a little shithouse, and I love that in a player as well. But what a player! Two smashing goals as well. I think he probably did that miss kick on purpose. He said so in his post match,
yeah, he said
just
he
to
was
get
just
that yard.
lining it up for himself. Sean, you look. I want to get on to where Liverpool can go in the last couple of
Actually,
minutes.
can I just an honourable mention the Gagbo tie was fucking brilliant when he came on.
And I thought Gravenberch
yeah.
was good when he came on.
I thought Graham
Yeah,
was good. Yeah,
Gagbo's pass to Nunez first time for the fourth goal is ridiculous. Like, it's an outrageous bit of skill. Like, honestly, if McAllister was down there, it would have been everywhere. And he sets the other one, like, again, fucking, well, embarrassment of riches, I think, a little bit. And they're all coming into a bit of form, which is great.
Yeah.
And when you look what's
It's
come
the
back,
difference with Arsenal, isn't it? Like, and I don't mean to dig out Arsenal, but Arsenal have
100%.
to go in and get 2 or 3 goals. Like they did yesterday, they have to get into a lead to win a game. Because if they don't, if they're going into the second half, like against us, battered us in the first half, go in 0-0, and then the arse falls out of them. It's happened to them over Christmas and that, because they've got a front line. They're all the same, really. You know what I mean? They've nothing to really change it. Whereas Liverpool, I know we were slagging Emmet about was giving teams a 1-0 lead. Liverpool
and
now,
Højbjerg,
because
don't
they
forget the
trust
Højbjerg stuff.
Højbjerg as well.
Yeah.
But Liverpool now have a
I'll
squad
admit to that.
where,
Yeah,
you
there's
can't
no
deny
fucking
it.
choice.
Yeah. But Liverpool now have a squad that I think Klopp realises the 5 subs. He has a strong squad and he's using it. He's fucking brilliant using the squad this year, I have to say. And Liverpool are able to change it. So if we take off, let's say, Jota from a centre forward and put on Gakpo, it's a totally different player. Do you know what I mean? It's not like for like. If Arsenal take off Jesus and put on Eddie and Nketiah, there's not much of a difference there. Do you know what I mean? Jesus plays wider, and Nketiah plays a little bit more central, but that you're not changing it up. Liverpool can throw in jokers all over the place, and I think it's really going to benefit them in the run-in.
I think when you look at what's to come back as well, so I'll let you know, Emma, when you've looked at what's to come back as well, because you're talking about like, De Bruyne is back and Haaland's coming back, and I'm kind of going, yeah, but we'll have Salah coming back, we have Endo coming back, we've Robertson coming back, you know what I mean, Thiago possibly coming back, Bajcetic coming back.
Right.
I just want to explain for the boys there, Chris, Brack, I'm talking about the pass and the build-up to Nunez before Nunez flashes across the box for the... No, he didn't directly assist the fourth goal. I mean, he did.
I know what
you're talking about, yeah.
The ball kind of spins in the middle and he plays a first time into the channel.
Yeah.
It's great.
Third goal, isn't it?
Great ball.
No, it's the last goal.
Yeah.
He scores the last goal.
No, it's not. It's the third goal. No, where Nunez flashes across, Bradley brings it back into Jota.
Yeah, sorry, third goal.
Yeah.
Paul Gormley says, well done, he's third in. Yeah, of course. Big nail that was amazing gear. But look, what we have to bring back as well, I think Klopp's looking at, and we've a run of games with cups and stuff going on here where we could fall where we have a couple of players come back, but we'll get into that in a minute. Emma, sorry, before we go on, what were you going to say?
I think we maybe kind of skimmed over. No, Seany kind of mentioned it, the first goal. Like, so our massive problem in the first half was that we weren't moving it quick enough. From the right back position, Konate picks it up and launches it up. It's 5 touches of the ball before it's in the back of the net. Like, that's the quicker we move the ball, the better we look. And that just kind of nearly kind of rubber stamped it. 4 touches. So 1 touch from Konate, 2 from Jones, a little triangle to Jota and into Nunez and Slotzer. That's when you like they say that football is a simple game to play or an easy game to play if you just do things simple, and that's what that kind of first goal kind of came across to me as.
I'm not going to get into this too much because I might do it tomorrow night, but Ashley asked, just one word answer for you, right? Ashley L says, what are your thoughts on the possible red card, lads? This is the Kluivert thing. Keith, red card for you?
Yeah, 100%. Shouldn't be, but if they've been given, if that's the precedent, yeah, should be. Don't know why it's not.
Shawnee, same page as Keith.
Yeah, put it this way, if it was Diaz in a Bournemouth shirt and Kluivert in a Liverpool jersey, he would have been sent off. There's no doubt about it in my mind.
Emma, same?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Like there's no there's too much inconsistency, and it's shocking.
Yeah. Endo coming back, there's a statement that you thought you'd never be saying, Gav. No, listen, you all jumped on him too quick. I said he was deadly from the start. Go back and watch the shows from August, September. The one where Emma's talking about Højbjerg, it's the same show. Anyway, I just want to ask a couple of questions. One question really before we go. But before we do, Football Prizes have their latest offering out at the moment. There's only about 50 tickets left for this. It's actually a double. It's Alonso and Gerrard signed jerseys together, custom framed, LEDs in it. I think there's a television screen in it, all that sort of stuff. There's a load of instant prizes on that draw as well. I think tickets are $3.95 each. There's about 50 of them left. They're flying. They're absolutely flying, them tickets. There's a couple of days left in it. I think there might be 2 or 3 days left in it. But get in there. The link is in the description if you want to pick up 1 or 2 tickets for that. The gear they have is bleeding deadly week on week. I'd love to have like just one of the stuff that we promote each month because the gear is brilliant. Second thing is our fundraiser, 2024 fundraiser, is for fan supporting food banks in Liverpool and the Lighthouse in Dublin. I seen a Facebook post from the Lighthouse today that said if you know anybody that is struggling or is out on the street in that bleeding weather, send them down to the Lighthouse on Pearse Street. They had fresh clothes for people, they had food for people, just a chat, some warmth, wherever it was be. So that's the sort of thing they're doing for people on a daily basis. And of course, the fan supporting food banks in Liverpool, you all know what they do. The link again is in the description for that if you want to donate. Please do. I know payday is coming up and you look after us when you get paid. But if you can, keep it in your mind for when you get paid. Everyone throw a $5 in or a tenner or whatever you can. If you can't, please share it. And if you want any information on a golf day, whether that's playing, donating prizes, or sponsoring holes, tees, long drives, nearest the pins, talkinkop1@gmail.com, and we look after you there as well. Now, last thing, lads, before we go, I'll let Shawnee have the last word if he has a sausage of the week. I'm not sure he has. I'm sure he can think of one. But can I have you all aboard the Champions Elect bus? Because I don't care what anybody says. People are going on about Arsenal and people are going on about City and people are going on about this, that and the other. Liverpool are the main horse in this fucking race for me. We're the team to catch. We have been as good as anybody. I think we have a good as squad as anybody. And I mean that. I think we have players to come back. I think the fixtures, we all play each other twice. Can I get you all on board? Keith, are you on board the fucking bus?
Oh, I'm on board, yeah, 100%.
Good stuff.
100%.
Well, but look, in all seriousness, Keith, I think we've as good a chance as anyone. I know City can do 10 in a row and 11 in a row and 12 in a row, but there's no reason why Liverpool can't. And there's no reason why Liverpool can't better what City do this season points-wise, in my mind. I could be mad, but Keith, you're on board, though. That's all
I just think Liverpool, City know that Liverpool are in this. And you can tell by their sort of body language and reaction to goals and late winners and things like that. Guardiola knows. Guardiola sat back with a cigar last year because it was Arsenal that they were chasing down and he knew they'd haul them in early doors. He doesn't want to be chasing Liverpool with a big lead and having to go to Anfield in the run-in. Do you know what I mean? Whereas usually we're going to the Etihad and we're chasing. Do you know what I mean? So it's a slight change on it there. And they know, Man City are dead, boy. They know Liverpool are the threat. They know Liverpool have the memory of these title run-ins. Well, we've only won one. We've done 390-plus point seasons. And, that was unheard of. It was only done about bleeding 4 times before Guardiola rocked up to England. Do you know what I mean? So Liverpool, well, they've not got the titles. They've got the title pedigree. and they know this team are starting to click in a way that, you know, oh no, Salah, they'll struggle. Didn't struggle today. Do you know what I mean? Like, so Liverpool have a little bit about them, bit between their teeth, and I think you can always tell by City how they feel about Liverpool and all the shit that'll come out. Every time Pep Guardiola is doing an interview, talks about Liverpool. Rodri talks about Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Like, they know the score, so if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me.
Seany, are you on the bus?
I'm all about the journey. Fuck the destination.
Yeah, but the bus.
There you
Do you
go.
want to get on the bus with us?
We'll walk me on. I don't mind.
What do you mean
I'm happy,
walking
yeah.
on? Don't be such a loner. You get on
No,
the bus, Seany.
I'm just enjoying it. Don't.
I'm enjoying it thoroughly, Seany. All I'm saying is, I want your balls on the line now. Are you on the bus
you're
with me?
going into all the sky fucking title race shit.
What are you talking about? I'm not talking about. I'm talking about me and Keith on the bus. Do you think Liverpool can do it, Seany? Come on, Seany.
Of course they can.
Deadly's on the bus. He's on the bus. And is that all you have to say? Think about sausage of the week. I'll come back to you in a second. Emma, are you on the bus?
100%.
Right,
Yeah.
Grant.
Just on what Keith said.
All right.
Even
you went on the bus until Keith spoke.
No. I'm just saying, just on what Keith said. They don't want to be chasing us down, even if we drop points. They also don't want us to be the ones that are chasing them. And you said there, Gav, we've been as good as anybody. I think, yeah, we definitely have, but we haven't even been at our best, and it is just beginning to click. So, all the people that were having shit hemorrhages last week about Kevin De Bruyne being back, let's see if he could put a couple of 90 minutes together over the next few weeks and see if he's back to his best. He's 32 now. I'm not sure. He might be needed to be brought on for 10 minutes like that, but Newcastle are backing off. So I wouldn't be calling him the second.
Hold on.
I'm not going to be saying he's the second coming off Kevin De Bruyne.
You're a football man. I'm not having anyone put down Kevin De Bruyne.
No, I'm not putting him down.
The fitness is an issue. The fitness could be an issue.
His hair is a fucking disgrace.
He's had two of these injuries now in the last.
I think his hair looks great. I honestly think. Bring back the
not having it.
Bring back the
No, I'm not having it. Not having it.
No
Anyway, we're all on the
anyway.
bus. That's great. We're all on the fucking bus. I'm delighted with that. I'm absolutely delighted with that.
If the bus has curtains on it, I'm on the bus.
Curtains on it.
Well, I tell you who's not on the title bus.
Who's not on the
Harry
title bus?
Kane. Harry Kane goes to Germany.
Harry Kane is going to end an 11-year run for
Xabi Alonso's going to just steamroll to the title.
And then he said, you know what, I have to double down on this, so go and get me Eric Dyer and fucking Kieran Trippier, and we make a complete bollocks of this. Xabi Alonso driving a big Leverkusen bus through the middle of Munich. Harry Kane turning up there and them not winning the title for the first time in 11 years is absolutely insane. Carry on. So, Seany, is there a sausage of the week before we go? Chris Brack does say sausage of the week is always Gary Neville, which I literally am all on board. If there's a bus for that as well.
That's a given.
Any sausage of the week?
I don't know. Just a penny for your thoughts, Jordan Henderson is all I'll say. Because
sausage of the week.
Yeah. Honestly, like, you spend your whole career building a reputation to flush it down the pan for form, and then he's trying to tell us he didn't get paid a penny. Will you do me a fucking favour, mate? Honestly, guys.
You swear he's had to go. You swear he was an electrician, had to go around and change the bleeding a switch for some Elwin around the car and said, just don't worry about it. Give me the next time.
It's raining, like, you know what I mean? Like, what fucking. He's gone to Ajax there because I'd say he's got a phone call off Gareth Southgate going, look, Hendo, you know I love the bounds here, but I'm watching what you're playing over there, and I just couldn't pick you. If you're playing, you have to get out of there. Even if you get into the championship, I'll pick you. I promise you. Yeah. You have to get the fuck out of here. And then just honest to Jays is coming out, and the PR. It's been shockingly bad. I actually think it's kind of it's a bit sad actually. I think what's happened there because he's literally fucked away his and people that turn around and go, he went for secure money and fucking blah blah blah, and then he's telling us now he didn't make a penny.
Yeah,
do
us
a favour, will you?
Yeah,
fucking all the other record short sale in Ajax history. Like, what's going on there?
And then the Ajax admin take the piss out and going, you want number 14, but he won't be wearing the hair, and then they show they show a 10-second clip of Cruyff taking the piss. Just go, yeah, how
Right,
about?
14's off limits.
Yeah, it's
Look,
yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that.
yeah,
That's
I
it.
just and anyone who defended them as well, they are fucking easy. That's the God honest truth. Anyone who's turned around trying to come out and justify what he done, it's just like
It's Dom King. I
Life-changing
feel
money.
sorry and all this.
Life-changing money, but you have to stay for 2 years or something, or 3 years, is it, to get
No, what he'll do
the
is
tax-free?
what he'll do
That's what they
is
had to be, two
yeah,
years there to get a
yeah.
tax-free, so
So he
he's
left
out
Liverpool
after
in
four,
he left Liverpool
4
in
months.
August. It's now January, and he's left there. So we'll probably do 18 months in Ajax,
boys,
and then
it's
he'll be
just
fine to go back to the UK.
the best thing about it for me is it does show that any player who has any sort of appetite to play football at a higher level, but go there and take the money, it won't last there, because I think the only way it's going to last there is if you're an egomaniac like Ronaldo, who's going on about how he's still competing with the likes of Erling Haaland, fucking scoring goal. It's like,
Embarrassing
yeah,
nonsense.
literally playing against part-timers, mate. Let's fucking make
Yeah.
no bones about it. Benzema has gone off the map. It is going to be
Neymar
the likes
gone.
like your man Otavio, who in Porto. It's the Chinese league, just a little bit spicier. Let's be honest, a little bit more money involved, and I'm delighted it's gone out on its arse. And the thing is, they don't even need it now because they're almost guaranteed the fucking World Cup. So
Yeah.
I like it's just honestly, football as a whole has a huge chance in the next 12 to 18 months to put the fucking genie back in the bottle and take control back of the sport that we love. And it's fucking mad watching Henderson come back here and die on the hill. And loads were shouting out Joey Barton and chap for sausage of the week. Joey Barton's not a sausage. He's just, and I'm going to use the big bad word that YouTube hate, he's just a cunt. Let's be honest. It's no sausage about it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Is the Saudi thing good for Liverpool? But
We're
like
trying
the
to
Salah
that.
that's fallen
I
on
think
its
so.
arse.
I was just about to say, yeah.
Oh yeah,
They're
with
all
the whole
jumping
Salah thing.
ship now. Like,
Yeah.
is it going to
Let's
be
not
see.
going
Well
anywhere
done,
near
Ronaldo. That's 14. That's a brilliant joke.
No, I think it will help Liverpool with the likes of Salah. Salah has to be looking at that going, listen, I'm going over there. This is a fucking joke. Like, you look at it and you see his Firmino trying to get out. You see his Henderson trying to get out. I'm sure Fabinho will try to get out at some stage. They're the three boys that left Liverpool.
Yeah, but Benzema went gone.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, these are lads that left Liverpool and went
He
over
probably
here.
still talks to them as well.
Yeah, they're trying to get out. So if Salah wants to kind of end his career in a high, I can't see him going there. Anyway, that has been the Talkin Kop on the Sunday night from us. Keith, Emma, Seany, myself, Gav, everyone in the chat has been excellent. Keith, anything else before we go? And someone did ask earlier, what are you listening to at the moment?
What am I listening to at the moment? I was listening to, actually, the last couple of days, right? Some young one was on the Late Show the other night.
Deadly. Unbelievable.
Wearing something or other, and she sang When the Levee Breaks.
She sang Bob Dylan.
Yeah, she's what's her name? Wearing Bradley, I think her name is.
Yeah,
she's only 16. Yeah, she's like a blues, country bluegrass.
Was Neville Southall at the side?
Neville would be supporting her, but she'd swap Michael Owen away, not a bother.
Yeah.
This young one is fucking deadly. I was listening to her. I must get her on my thing, but it's just
good.
a bit like country. It's deadly. After she played When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin, but a mad bluegrassy version, the original one. Out of this world stuff it was. So yeah, let me just check her name because I have her on my Spotify.
Okay.
It's definitely Wirren.
Wirren, as in...
No, Wirren, as in M-U-I-R.
It's Wirren Bradley.
Wirren Bradley, yeah.
Conor Bradley's cousin it is.
Yeah, Conor Bradley's young one. Yeah.
Conor Bradley's dead. Married that years.
His wife.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus.
I gotta get you cancelled one day.
Yeah, David said he's seen her on Jules Holland. Yeah, she was on Jules Holland on New Year's Eve on the Hugh and Nanny. So
Bradley, I'll look her up.
Deadly.
Yeah, I'll probably show her to my wife because she likes all that sort of stuff. Emma, anything else before we go?
No, just to say, so two cousins, Ryan Kavanagh, Scott Kavanagh, one's moving to Dubai and one is moving to Australia in the next couple of weeks are massive Liverpool fans. We always get a trip over every year, so now we're going to have to go without them. So we want to wish them the best of luck in their new lives, in new countries.
Yeah.
So,
Did they give much thought to your trips? You mustn't have liked them that much. Did you just fucked off?
no, I'll still be going with their
I know,
dad.
but
so.
you didn't want to go with you. You said,
No.
fuck this. What about the trip with Emma? Fuck off.
Well, they were looking up flights when we were in the pub earlier on to see how much it would be to get back for the last day of the season. So.
Nice. Well, I like that commitment. Shawnee, anything else before we go? Would you like to abuse anybody else? Say word you're not meant
actually,
to.
no, it's on a different note, just from myself, obviously, my family and everyone else. Thoughts and condolences to Davo and his family at a difficult time. A lovely send off on Friday. Like fucking, I've never seen that like it before in my life. Obviously, with Emmet back in her hands after, and he's blessed to be surrounded by a good group of mates and there was a real community spirit there the other day. So it just goes to show that the impact that Mini Davo had on his community, and it was shout out as well to Emmet and the lads in Newtown and Thomas Davis and the boys of Van Post. Look, it's tough for us. It's hit all of us, and I'm sure many has followed Dav on Twitter. So, just support him as best as you can in the coming months, years. Like it was it's terrible, but Friday did give me some comfort to know that he will be surrounded by like a genuine, like friends, family, like just good skins all around. So just thought I'd say that, get that out there, because I haven't been watching pods around, so I don't know whether anyone is kind of read.
Oh well, I mentioned it the other night. Just to let people know, because people were wondering why we weren't on and different things and stuff like that. So I've never seen a funeral like it either. On Friday, like the crowds were just unreal. The guards of honour stretched the full length of the car park in the church. The police had to come down and do traffic control to let people in and out of the church. There was that many people there. It was a phenomenal send off for a guy that I've met once, maybe twice, but I have said it before, if he's anything like Davo, he's a gentleman. And when you actually listen to everything about him, from the minute you got to that church to the minute you left the pub on the Friday, you'd know that Neil Davern was an absolute gentleman as well. And a big shout out to Davo, Neil's wife, Niamh, his father Milo, and everyone else in that family, because they gave the fella a send off I don't think I've ever seen. That's being honest with you. It was incredible from start to finish. So look, we're all watching out for Davo, and we're always in contact with him. We're always there for him. And he was touched by the amount of comments that was left after the show, and I mentioned a lot the other night as well. So but yeah, look, we I said it during the week, and I'll say it again. We'll always look out for him. And he'll be back on here at some stage. He knows he's always welcome on here, and when he's ready to come back on, he will come back on. But I have made him the promise that I will be finished by 11, because he does go to bed at 5:11, and he's back up at 11:20 to go to work. So I've kind of made that promise now, and
that commitment. We get him on the 10:30 show.
Put him on. We're on at 8:30 tonight, Davo. What time we finished? 11. Yeah, okay. So that's how it might go. But look, that has been the Sunday night. Keith, Emmet, Seany, myself, Gav, everyone in the chat. It's been excellent. The rest of the week, we should have the 30 shows. 10 a.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We have got the topic show tomorrow night, 3 topics from the weekend. We have the Premier League show on Tuesday night. We have the reaction show on Wednesday night to the Fulham game. I think me and Emma are going to watch the game for the members on Wednesday. On Thursday, for members, we have the start of the greatest series, which is going to be unreal. Me, Keith, and Phil doing that. Nothing on Friday night, and we'll be back then on Sunday for Norwich. We'll have two shows there. So loads for the members, loads for the free feed and all that sort of stuff. Thanks a million. Talk to you in a bit. Over and out.